Right now, we're joined by Dr. Ian Giamanco. He's with the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety. And Ian, we're so excited to talk to you today because you're doing a lot of recent research, of which does it include taking hailstones you've created and shooting them out of cannons? Is that right?
That's right, Steve. It's good to see you again. And yeah, what we're doing is actually firing laboratory manufactured hailstones at all sorts of stuff this week. This is a collaborative research project with the Northern Hail Project of Canada. They've come down. We're actually testing some hail sensing instruments. We're also shooting hailstones at the old school hail pads, which are styrofoam pads that have been used for a long, long time to get measurements of hail concentration. And we're even testing some more building materials, which is always going on here at IBHS. But we're looking at different ways we can account for hailstone shapes. We're making some new molds to look at that. And it's been a wonderful week of really just shooting hail at all sorts of things. We've ran everything this week from basically 1 inch, you're right at severe mark, all the way up to 2.5. We were actually doing some 2.5 impacts on some hail pads today, as well as a hail sensor that we want to see what is its limit and what's its error when we get up to some of these really big hail sizes.
Do you know what speeds these are projected out?
Yeah, when we look at, any a 2 inch hailstone is falling in the real world about 70 miles per hour. As we go up to 2.5, you're going to creep up towards 75, and then you get bigger, 80. And some of the biggest hailstones, when you're at 4 or 5 inches, those are the ones that can go through your roof deck. They're traveling in the mid 80s, upwards of 90 miles an hour, which used to be the average, big league fastball, but we're probably up in the low to mid 90s these days.
Now, I can imagine that to prevent and lower hail damages, there are some things you can and can't do. Like there's only so much you can do with your roof. Your roof could get totaled, but are there things that people can do, such as with their vehicles or any other parts of their property?
If we look at the little things you could do, and hail's one of those where it's hard to do a lot of your holistic prep work, but you can take some of those little things like plastic lawn furniture, things that might just get damaged and be that kind of annoyance factor of having to deal with it inside. But a big thing, Steve, you mentioned vehicles. I know a lot of us love to store stuff in our garages. If you can, when it's springtime and thunderstorms start rolling around again, clean out the garage so you can get your vehicle in there. But when it comes to the roof, I do want folks to know that if you're tired of having that 3, 4, 5 year roof replacement cycle from hail damage, there are a growing number of products that can stand up to hail damage. And that spans everything from asphalt shingles. If you look at our shingle ratings at ibhs.org, there's good and excellent performers, all the way to some of the emerging composite materials that are showing great promise when it comes to defending against hail. So folks, it's not all hopeless these days. We do have some products out there that are starting to meet the mail when it comes to hail performance.